To configure your Algolia integration, select it from the list. From here, you're able to select versions if available. There's also some trigger details which you may need. Now let's walk through some tips and tricks when configuring your Algolia integration.
So the Algolia application ID and it's an administration key. So I'm going to click over here on Algolia. Go down here to settings and API keys. I will copy the application ID, paste that there. Copy the admin key and paste that here. Then over in Commerce Manager, we've got the API URL, client ID, and client secret. And there are two other items, but these are for future tuning. This allows us to change the size, the number of products that get processed at once. Algolia has a batch size that's limited to 10,000 bytes. So depending on the size of your products, you can include more products at once or fewer products at once. And then the concurrent threads, if you have a very large catalog, the tuning between the size of the files and the number of concurrent threads that process at the same time. What this will do is it'll create up to 10 batches and run them all at the same time. And as that first batch finishes, it'll add the 11th, 12th, 13th thing. So it's got 10 going at any one time. This allows us to really process through hundreds of thousands of records right finish. And what this is going to do is going to go in and configure my instance of ElasticPath to be connected to this instance of this integration. So if I click back over here and I go into settings and go into webhooks, we'll see that it has created a webhook connection for the Algolia integration. And then I go in, let's go to catalogs. Let's go into this catalog. It'll do deltas if you're publishing regularly. So hit publish. That is going to trigger executions. And so the first execution was the initial trigger that went in and set up the integration and creating the mapping. The second one was where it says this catalog published else branch is followed. Because the first time the publish event happens, it says start the process, but I'm not done yet. So then the second time it comes across, it says, all right, let's go ahead and check if it's published. It says it's published. So then it goes through post catalog to be published to Algolia. This will go through, it pulls in the mapping file. It goes ahead and creates the content and sends it over to the worker. Now, per batch, it takes 3 or 4 seconds for it to complete. So if you've got 10 batches, that means you can have 2,500. And it takes about 3 seconds to complete 2,500 products. And then once it's done feeding all those batches, it then waits 60 seconds for any lingering workers to complete and for Algolia to complete its processing of those batches. It copies the settings down from the live instance, and then it moves the temporary instance, the live instance, so that you never have any downtime between publishings. And so then we'll click back over here, look at what we have. And this one, 88 products was published. You can see we've got multilingual going on here. We've got multiple currencies, etc. So we've got a fairly robust channel. That's all there is to it.